I'm so happy to be back to World. Let's just take a look in here and Oh my god, what is that? What is that? Hello and welcome back, hunters. With the rise in popularity of Monster Hunter World reaching new heights, I thought that as a returning player myself, it would be cool to make a short video as a refresher of sorts. Nothing too in-depth, but just a small reminder of what you can and should be doing as a returning player. So, let's get to it. Now, the first thing you should be doing is logging in to get your login bonus, the voucher, and that helps you gain extra, actually double Zenny after each quest. You just have to make sure that you activate it. Next thing you want to do is head to the Elder Melder to meld items such as Streamstones to help you upgrade your armor at the cost of certain material and certain decorations. Remember that this game is about decoration farming, and it's basically a lottery system for better decorations, so have fun with that again. Here we can also craft monster specific quests that can help us hunt the exact monster we want to hunt for in the Guiding Lands. More about the Guiding Lands in a bit. For me, I want to hunt the Stygian Zinogre, so I'm going to spend some materials that I have gained over time to craft the quest, and there we go. From here we can head on over to the smithy where we can obviously create and upgrade our armor, but remember that if you have certain weapons in the game, you can upgrade them to make them stronger. You can have them increase attack, defense, affinity, health regen, so on and so forth. And at the cost of not just regular monster parts, but tempered monster parts. Yes, we have tempered monsters in this game. They're just stronger versions of the existing monsters. Then moving on to Safi'jiiva weapons specifically, those weapons can be upgraded even further. By using items found in that Safi'jiiva hunt, you can upgrade these weapons to quote-unquote awaken them, and then they can be stronger. These weapons can vary in upgrades from attack up to even monster specific traits that you usually only get from monster armor. Now moving on to the garden, do not forget to tend to your garden. This is where you'll be getting the majority of your fungi, your buds, etc, etc. This is in most of the Monster Hunter games, so this is nothing new. Remember, these are just quick refresher tips for returning players. Next up is the Steamworks that was added into Iceborne's DLC. This is where the most random of random things happen. This is where you'll be going for a chance at rare items at insane levels. You can get gold melding tickets to create decorations. You also have a chance at getting rare items like Dust of Life, Mega Potions, Mega Barrel Bombs. You just have to use certain materials from hunts and the Guiding Lands. Also remember that fuel is needed to make the Steamworks function, and you naturally gain fuel from just going out and doing some hunts and farming. But the majority of where your fuel will be coming from is the material that you farm from the Guiding Lands. The bone piles that you search and the ore that you mine, more on that later. This is a literal slot machine of rare items, and it is definitely worth doing since you're out hunting and farming anyways. Now enough with the stuff that you should be doing in Celiana. Let's go out and do some hunting in the Guiding Lands. This is the post-game content. Remember, this is where you'll be spending the majority of your time for most of the post-game content, because this is where you have to do your farming and your hunting for material and such. Here you can speak to the handler to set those monster specific quests that I was talking about earlier and start hunting for what you need. Now moving on to region levels, the Guiding Lands are separated regions all combined into one giant awesome map that we might see in Wilds probably. And in each region has a level, and you have to increase them by hunting monsters from those regions or collecting material from said regions. Keep in mind that you can only have 3 level 7 regions at any given point, so choose wisely on what you want to increase. Now we increase these levels to get certain monsters to spawn, and stronger monsters spawn at higher levels, like Ruiner Nergigante. He only guarantees spawns in the tundra, so I, for example, have to increase that. From this menu, we can also only decrease the level, so if you accidentally decrease a region you didn't want to, or you didn't mean to, you are going to have to grind it up again. And as you just saw a second ago, you can use this menu to lure the monsters that you want out. Moving on to what you can actually do during hunts, you do have a mount, but not like the Palamutes that you have in Rise. You can direct these creatures to monsters and items you find on the field, but nothing specific. Now, if you haven't hunted a monster before or have little experience hunting a specific monster, then you will have to find tracks to, well, track down the monster you're looking for. And that will increase a bar that will eventually let you pinpoint the monster on your map. After finding the monster, there are a few things that you have to remember from this game specifically. One of them is utilizing the Clutch Claw and the Slinger ammo to its fullest. The Clutch Claw can be used for tenderizing the monster part, making it weaker so that you can do maximum damage to that specific body part like so. Another thing you want to make sure of is that you have a certain Slinger ammo like Bright Moss or Rock so that you're able to send the monster flying when you use your Clutch Claw. Remember to direct the monster towards a wall and then you want to fire your ammo, helping you down the monster for maximum punishment. Another tip is to remember that the mantles in this game are almost necessary to play efficiently. There are many different mantles like the one that you see here. This is the Rocksteady mantle, and this prevents me from getting laid out on my ass from most knockback attacks from certain monsters. This also reduces damage taken when hit so that my combos aren't interrupted. There are many useful mantles in this game, so don't forget about them. Another quick tip is that you can mount a monster in this game, but not ride them like in Rise. You'll be able to quickly mount them and do some bonus damage to them if you play it right. Remember that if you mount, watch for the signs of the monster trying to shake you off. One is a shaky screen, and another is an indicator by the minimap turning red. Then after it turns red or you see the shaky screen, you either brace or swap to a different monster part. Another quick tip to remember is that when you put the monster to sleep, you can either use the bomb to do some extra damage, or you can use the Clutch Claw to direct it towards another wall and do some extra damage like that as well. Another thing that you want to look out for is the monster status symbols on the bottom left corner where the mini-map is located. The heart rate monitor and the status indicators are helpful because they can tell you when a monster is either enraged or close to death. And when it's close to death, you'll be able to capture it like so. Well, that was easy. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, oh, it's on me! It's on me! Help! 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 Another quick tip is to collect the bone piles and mining outcrops to help with the seamworks and other material related objectives. Then after you're finished with the expedition, you can go back to the handler and turn in your investigation, and from there you'll be gaining your points for the hunt and farming, hunter rank increase, so on and so forth. Now heading back to Celiana, you also want to remember to visit all the NPCs with exclamation point icons. This is on the minimap, so be sure to visit everyone. Moving on, remember that there is a training room for you to try to get back some of that muscle memory you most definitely forgot. Now, one of the last things I want to say is that Fatalis is in this game, and he is definitely one of the hardest monsters in this game to fight. So if you want a challenge and you want access to some of the best weapons and armor in the game, then you cannot sleep on this fight. Alright, and for my final tip, and this is the most important one out of the entire game, is that you have to remember that you have to pet Poogie. You have to pet him. Look at him. He's adorable. Look at how adorable he dances. You have to do it. You have to pet the pig. Please. That is going to do it for some quick tips that I got for returning players. And I know it's not as in-depth as I would have liked, but that is the point of this video. is just supposed to be a refresher for returning players and not so much a guide for new players. But I know there's plenty of things that I omitted from this video, but again, this is meant to be quick and easy. But if I forgot any tips that you know, please feel free to share them in the comments. Share your wisdom and help other returning players remember how to play the games. If you guys like the video, drop a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe, and who knows, maybe I'll put together even more refreshers or maybe even long form guides to help other new players. Monster Hunter Wilds? Anyone? Yeah, maybe. Well, that's all from me, guys. Happy hunting.